Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Friday. Hey, baby, how you doing?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
Oh, good. Can you hear that? Oh, it's the weekend calling. It's Easter weekend as well, so I know there's a lot of people that took today off. There's people taking Monday off to kind of make it an extra long, like spring break, party time weekend. So I just want to throw out a warning, by the way. For those of you, and there'll be some people that get really mad that I do this. For those of you who typically get pranked on April Fool's Day, just beware, that's coming up Sunday. So, throwing that out there. My wife over here likes to prank people. She hates it when I warn people, but I like to warn people. Coming up later on the program, we've got a guest. My guest, it's over here. I knew I had a page lane. Oh, yeah, Ulrich Kellerer. The moment, one moment that can change your life. I'm excited to chat with this gentleman. He's got a book, I believe, that we're going to be talking about. Also got a quote here from Johann Wolfgang von Goethe. He says, "What is not started will never get finished." True. Very true. So get started so then someday you can get finished.
John and Heidi.
There are monthly subscriptions for razors and coffee and many other things, but this is the best monthly subscription ever. Ladies, listen up. Odiva has a monthly subscription for your monthly visitor. You know it's going to happen every month, and how many times have you been caught off guard? Odiva will send you a box discreetly each month with the products you want, with plans starting at less than $4 a month. Get a special offer right now at radiosavings.com, helping women prepare for their monthly visitor for less. Try it now at radiosavings.com.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. It's Friday, March the 30th. Today is it is Virtual Vacation Day. So there you go. I was going to say national.
Can you believe we have another whole month almost gone?
No. How did that happen? Virtual Vacation Day. So today is the day to just pull the blinds and lay in your bed and pretend like you're sleeping in a hotel room somewhere fancy, I think. It's also National Doctors Day today. National I Am in Control Day. Sure you are. National Pencil Day, National Take a Walk in the Park Day, and National Turkey Neck Soup Day. Hey, we should celebrate, not the turkey neck soup one, but the...
I was going to say, you got awfully excited about that.
Taking a walk in a park one, that's the one. We should take a walk in a park today.
I'm fine with that.
You want to do that? Let's plan to do that. A lot of fun stuff to get out and celebrate on this 30th day of March.
John and Heidi.
Sadly, more than 350 million people suffer from depression. Scientifically, your actual brain chemistry levels are affected. Now a breakthrough, safe and natural, non-prescription coffee product has been shown to help. It elevates levels of dopamine, serotonin, and endorphins in the brain, which makes you happier. Just by drinking this special cup of coffee, many reported elevated mood, feeling more connected, having greater energy, clarity, and focus. Try it for yourself at firstcupisfree.com. Get a free sample at firstcupisfree.com.
John and Heidi.
Coming up, we've got your brain on drugs. But first, I just want to stop for a moment here and be thankful because this weekend is Easter weekend. There are some people who get to spend time with their family and friends this weekend. There's some that don't get to do that. But for those of you who do, I'm going to just ask that you get along this weekend. I mean, we had a Dear John letter yesterday about a couple that, some people that were struggling and always arguing with family, and it was quite an issue. And it just got me to thinking how fortunate I am that on both sides of our family, I mean, we don't have issues like that for the most part. Do we have some here and there? Yes, but we deal with them. So I just think it's really cool. And for those of you who have those things, we'll be praying for you. I just want everybody to have a good weekend. And remember the whole reason we celebrate Easter. It's not about eggs. It's not about bunnies. So if you get a chance, get out there, celebrate, enjoy. And for those of you who don't celebrate Easter, that's cool too. I'm praying for you as well. But again, I just want you to have a good weekend. And again, less drama and more good family time. That would be great. Got your brain on drugs coming right up.
John and Heidi.
Each day at this time, we talk about people doing dumb things under the influence, but addiction is no laughing matter. If you or someone you know needs help, there's a toll-free number you can call.
1-800-438-0380.
That's the Addiction Hope and Helpline.
1-800-438-0380.
And this is your brain on drugs. 44-year-old Elizabeth Ildefonso of Riverhead, New York. I said that slow, and I probably still got it wrong.
Elizabeth, not Elizabeth?
Yeah, just L-I-Z-A-B.
Elizabeth.
Elizabeth. The last name is the one I probably got wrong, but there's no E. It's not Elizabeth. It's just Elizabeth.
Elizabeth.
Yeah, she's allegedly trying to order some bacon and eggs and cheese sandwich from a correctional facility while operating a vehicle under the influence of cocaine. Yeah, NBC New York says that she pulled up to what she thought was a drive-through window. Turned out to be the security booth at the police station. She placed her food request with an officer there. Deputy Sheriff Yvonne DeCaro told the woman inside the vehicle, "You're at the county jail, not at a fast food establishment." During their conversation, she noticed that she said she was very hungry, but she had very glassy eyes, dilated pupils, and white powder all over one of her nostrils. That's a telltale sign that something not good is going on. They did a sobriety test, which she failed, and she was arrested for, what is it here? Felony of driving while ability impaired by drugs and driving without a license as well. So a lot of bad stuff going on.
Not smart.
No.
At
Heidi
all.
has been very quiet here. Were you just taking a photo of me?
Yes, I took a picture of you.
Why?
Because.
What am I doing that's funny?
Nothing.
I can't wait to find out what's going on. Gotta look in the mirror. I'll be back in a bit.
It's
Thanks
fine.
for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, Dancing with the Stars, the pros, Emma Slater and Sasha Ferber, are now married. Can you imagine going to a wedding where both of the people getting married were Dancing with the Stars professionals? How long would that dance, like that first dance be?
It would at least be a fun one to watch.
It would be. And I love watching people who know what they're doing
Yeah, me
dance.
too.
But I have to
I
admit,
am not one of those people.
No, I'm not either. I wish I was, but I have to admit we don't watch that show, and I don't know why. We've seen it before, and when we've seen it, we've been kind of like locked in and fascinated, but we just haven't made it like a priority.
No, I don't want to make things like that a priority.
Exactly. We have tried to untether ourselves from several other shows where we used to like watch all the time, and it's like, if we see it, we see
exactly.
it. We got a few that we're still kind of hooked on.
Yeah, Goldberg's I don't
that's
miss.
one. Oh yeah, and I was really sad to hear Beverly Goldberg, the real Beverly Goldberg, her sister passed away this week. We're friends on Twitter. She told me
That's
so,
nice, honey.
Yeah. She has no clue who I am, but I'm fans of her on Twitter. I think she's really funny. I'm married to a version of her, so if you've seen the Goldbergs, you know my wife. President John Bailey, he's from the Oscars. The president of the Oscars released a memo denying the sexual misconduct allegations against him. So maybe that's why the Oscars were like, let's just turn a blind eye. Because he's like, I did it too. I don't know. Maybe they didn't turn a blind eye, but I know that there were people upset at some of the things that happened there. This has been Big Screen, Little Screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com.
John and Heidi.
You can go to college without student loans. Do you have a kid in 11th or 12th grade or in college? Let me save you time, energy, and most importantly, your hard-earned money. My name is Matthew Einstone, and I earned my undergraduate degree from the University of Texas and my master's from Prescott College with no loans. And I was an all-around average student. Not only am I a living example, but I have 10 years of proven results, not guesswork. Take my first course for free that walks you through my journey by going to learnwithoutloans.com.
Now your scoop of the day, courtesy of firstcupIsFree.com. Facebook is now being accused of even more wrongdoing. Now they're being accused of giving away your cell phone number and your text messages from Android phone users. Because remember, when you sign up for the app, you get permissions. You say, yeah, you can have permission for all this stuff. You give them permission to do this. They have legal permission, and they did this, according to these new allegations. So anybody with Androids, supposedly your text messages and your cell phone numbers have been sold to companies for marketing purposes.
Wow.
And if you didn't know that some of the stuff was going on, I don't know what rock you're living under, because if you mention something on Facebook, all of a sudden all the ads on Facebook start talking about that. I remember one time we were in Vegas and I said something about the Bellagio fountains, and all my ads on there were talking about that.
Right.
And then, I tried to confuse it, and I put a big long string of words that didn't have anything to do with each other. And my Facebook page was really weird for a while. So if you want to have some fun, just do that. Snapchat, speaking of social media, their stocks plummeted earlier this week because supermodel Chrissy Teigen announced she was going to drop the app.
Okay.
So all of her fans were like, oh, well, I'm going to drop it then too. And their stock prices plummeted.
Wow.
Here's the thing.
She's got a lot more pull than we do.
No, here's the thing. I remember one time saying, I'm no longer going to rent videotapes, and every Blockbuster in the country closed. I think that was pretty much because of what we said. Or it wasn't? No, okay.
No, I don't think so.
I thought it was because you got me a... No, okay, maybe not. Over here, this Snapchat story where their stocks plummeted because one user said, I'm going to quit using this app. If your entire marketing strategy is nothing more than just let's get popular people to use our product, what happens when they quit using your product?
That's exactly right.
Maybe you need to build out, a plan for everybody to use it so they don't want to quit using it. Facebook, by the way, right now, the first story of this break, they gave away all of our data, and I'm going to tweet. I'm going to tweet about it. I'm not going to tweet about it on Facebook. That doesn't work. But I'm going to post about it on Facebook. Instead of deleting the app, I'm still using it.
Yeah.
Because they've become such a part of our lives now, it's almost like you can't get away without using it. So Snapchat, take a page out of the Facebook playbook, apparently. A study by the Office team found March Madness has cut down office productivity by 20%. Around here, 0%.
Yeah, that has not affected us at all.
2 stories about it. Other than that, I don't even know who's playing. Is it done? Is it over? Is it still going? I have no idea.
I don't know.
We are not sports people in this.
Not
well, at
even
least
a
the
little.
2 of us anyway. There's other people around here that like that kind of thing, but not me. A new study from the U.S. News names Falls Church, Virginia as the healthiest community in the country. This just in, I'm not from Falls Church, Virginia. I'm not healthy, for those of you who don't know that. I'm working on it, though. I'm being healthier.
Yes, we are being
Yes.
healthier.
A
Yes.
Florida woman got married to a tree so it could not be cut down. Here's the thing seriously. So now she's married to this tree so they can't cut it down. Here's the thing that's interesting. This story happened earlier this week. 7 people sent this story to me for Weird News.
How come they couldn't cut it down just because she married it?
I got a feeling it's probably still going to get cut down. I don't know. I'll post the story online. Like I said, not even kidding. 7 different people sent that to me saying, hey, this would be really good for Weird News. I've got other Weird News, but I wanted to share it, so I'm sharing it here. And like I said, sharing it online as well. So if you want to read all about it, Facebook.com/John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Radio really works. That's a pretty bold statement, but it's true. If you advertise on the radio the right way, you'll see results. I've said for years, advertising costs money, but effective advertising makes money. The only difference between spending money and making money is that one word, effective. Let us help you make your advertising more effective. Learn more at RadioReallyWorks.com. We do radio jingles and creative ads to help you get better results with the money you're already spending. Hear examples at RadioReallyWorks.com. That's RadioReallyWorks.com.
John and Heidi.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. We've got a special guest joining us. He's an author and he's a filmmaker and he's got a really great project that he's working on, Ulrich Kellerer, and he's the co-author of Jack Canfield's latest book, The Soul of Success. And you may remember Jack Canfield from the Chicken Soup for the Soul series. He's done very, very well. And these two work together on that project. And now Ulrich has his own project that he's working on. One Moment Can Change Your Life. Extraordinary stories about ordinary people. Ulrich, how are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing very good, John. Thank you for having me.
Well, thank you for joining us from Germany. So you're on all the way from the other side of the world, but you sound fantastic. So technology is amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, technology is amazing if you use it in the right way.
Absolutely.
I agree 100%.
Now, let's talk about your new project, One Moment Can Change Your Life, Extraordinary Stories about Ordinary People. Where did this idea come from?
Yeah, this is, I was volunteering in a nursing home more than 4 years now to help my mother get a single room. And so I changed my life completely, transformed, and I said I wanted to write a book after this discovery that 1 hour a week can change your life. And then I found out that even young people have a story. I said everybody has a story which changes your life forever. This can be you meet the love of your life on a train station to Brooklyn. This can be that you win in the lottery. This can be that you get an offer by Oprah Winfrey and you booked for the stage. So whatever it is, everybody has a moment which changes your life. And I collect the last 2 years stories from people young and old.
That's really cool. I love that idea for a book, and I think that is something that's going to be inspirational, and people can realize, because this truly can happen, that one little decision, that one little moment really, truly can change your life, but you have to be ready for that moment, don't you?
Yeah, We have to be aware because, we're all distracted by our technical devices. And you know that the average American German watches TV, computer, YouTube 3 to 4 hours every day. This means these are 13 years of our life. But I say every moment is precious because no moment is coming back. So if we really listen a little bit to ourselves and we are aware and watch what's going on outside, then we'll find out that every moment is precious. So this is what I encourage people to be aware of every moment because it's not coming back. Time is really the biggest value we have.
And it goes in one direction. So you're right. We can never go back and redo yesterday. We have to, do today right and be ready for tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Now, the book is called One Moment Can Change Your Life, Extraordinary Stories About Ordinary People. How many different stories are in this book?
I have in this book 45 different stories. And it was hard for the beginning to collect the stories because nobody wanted to be the first. And I thank a lot to my mother-in-law. She's 83 years now, and she gave me the first story for the book.
That is awesome. And the book is coming soon. When will this be available?
The book will be out, I think, in the next 3 months, and it will be available in every good bookstore and also on Amazon.
That is fantastic. And I'm going to put a link to your website. Ulrich's website is ulrich-kellerer.com. But instead of trying to spell all of that, I'm going to make it really easy, and we'll just have a link going right to it from our social media. And when people go on there, will they be able to also see some information about the other projects that you've had a chance to work with?
Yeah, they can see me. It's my cooperation with Jack Canfield. They see some videos, they see some interviews on it, so they have a little bit, really a taste of me, and they can see if they like me or not.
Very nice. And now, how did the opportunity to co-author a book with Jack Canfield from Chicken Soup for the Soul fame, how did that opportunity come along?
It was a funny thing. I was on a marketing seminar in Philadelphia, and so the guest speaker was Jack Canfield. And I had the possibility to talk to him, and I said, hey, Jack, I also wanted to write a book, and I really had always in mind to write a book because my father was a journalist. Do you have any tips for me? And he said to me, Ulrich, from one book, you don't get rich. You have to do the same what I did with the Chicken Soup series. So it means chicken soup for the volunteer soul, chicken soup for the lay soul, chicken soup for sports. And then I said to him, oh, Jack, I will write. It's all about fashion. It's all about religion. It's all about sex. It's all about sport. He said, you got it. And then I met him again, and he said, I'm doing a book. I'm still looking for some co-authors, and maybe you have a story, and then if you apply, when you take it, then you're in this book. So I wrote my story, which was when I was in the fashion business. I wrote, it's all about fashion. There is no second chance for your first impression. And it took me. And I met him again, let's say 3-4 times. And then I also had the possibility to be the co-producer of his film, Soul of Success. And yeah, I signed in, and so the film is out. Everybody can watch it.
That is fantastic. Well, Ulrich, it's been a pleasure to visit with you. I really appreciate you taking the time, and I think this is just such a neat idea. And one of the things that I would encourage people to do is when you think about the concept of what you're doing here, you're getting these stories and you're getting people to share the stories. But this is something that we should be doing with the people in our lives as well, because I'll bet every person we know probably has an amazing story that we probably have never heard them tell because we've never asked them about it. And I think it would be amazing to get to know your friends and your family, and especially like your grandparents and your great aunts and uncles. If you just ask them about the most interesting thing that's ever happened to them, I bet you'd learn a lot, wouldn't you?
Yeah, John, this is a really great idea. This is what I also did because I said, this is the generation that brought us to life. These are our parents. So sometimes we don't listen anymore to each other. I mean, they have stories inside and they didn't tell it too much. So let's really interview them. And with our technical device today, you also can make a small video. Everybody wants to share his story, and we all have a story inside. So let's interview each other than watching TV.
Well, Ulrich, thank you again for your time. You have a wonderful day.
Thank you, John. Have a great day, too. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Again, Ulrich Kellerer, he's a talented storyteller, and he's an author, and he's worked in fashion. He's visiting with us today from Munich, Germany, and the amazing thing is he's got this really cool book coming out, One Moment Can Change Your Life, Extraordinary Stories About Ordinary People. It will be available soon, but I'm going to put a link on our social media to make it easy for you to find find his website so you can be informed and ready when it comes out. And we'll have that at facebook.com/John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
In a world that constantly tells you you're not good enough,
12 easy ways to lose weight now.
it's easy to start believing that. I'm Amanda Johnson. I have a new perspective on the self-help genre. My book, Becoming Enough, A Heroine's Journey to the Already Perfect Self, will guide you to find your own happiness. Learn to block out the distractions of what the world thinks and learn to be happy with who you truly are. Becoming Enough, available now on Amazon, or learn more at amandajohnson.tv.
John and Heidi.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
There are how many dimples on a regulation golf ball? Any idea?
No.
336.
Oh my gosh, that's way higher than I would have guessed.
What would you have guessed if you were going to
I
guess?
would have guessed like 150.
No, that's more than double that.
Yeah.
336 dimples on
That
a
is
regulation
crazy.
golf ball. And this next story, if you know for sure that this is true or if you know for sure that this is false, let me know. This just doesn't sound like it could at all be accurate. It was on the internet, so you know it's true. Okay, not always, but fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The moon is moving away from the Earth at a very tiny, although measurable rate every year. So the moon is getting further away. So if when you were younger you felt like the moon looked bigger, it's because it's moving away. But here's the part that I don't know if I can I don't know if I can buy this. It says 85 million years ago, the moon was orbiting the Earth at about 35 feet away from the planet's surface. What? 35 feet? It would bump into tall trees then. It would hit mountains then. I don't think that can possibly be accurate. 35,000 feet? Maybe. It says 35 feet. How is that possible? I just don't know if I believe that.
Away from the atmosphere?
It says from the planet's surface, 35 feet above the planet's surface. I don't know. I don't know if I buy that fun fact. Although, if that's true, that is a pretty fun fact. 85 million years ago. We'll have to ask Charlie. He was around then.
I bet it was beautiful if it was that close.
What a full moon. What do you mean a full moon? It just hit me. Knocked me out of the tree. Couple of fun facts right there, courtesy of LearnWithoutLoans.com.
John and Heidi.
Sadly, more than 350 million people suffer from depression. Scientifically, your actual brain chemistry levels are affected. Now a breakthrough, safe and natural, non-prescription coffee product has been shown to help. It elevates levels of dopamine, serotonin, and endorphins in the brain, which makes you happier. Just by drinking this special cup of coffee, many reported elevated mood, feeling more connected, having greater energy, clarity, and focus. Try it for yourself at firstcupisfree.com. Get a free sample at firstcupisfree.com.
John and Heidi.
Time now for the grandiloquent word of the day. And just so you know, we still have a few days left for you to vote if you'd like to keep this or if you'd like to knock this thing off and make it go away. So do we keep it or do we drop it? So far,
Drop it.
A lot more keep it
Drop
than
it.
drop it.
Only because you created like 800 accounts and you're
I
answering
didn't.
on behalf of yourself.
No, seriously, I didn't. I thought I was going to have to, but here's the thing.
I thought I was going to have to.
I had a couple people tell me they just love hearing me stumble through this. This is the highlight of their day, Heidi.
That's really sad.
I know it is, but I'll do my best to stumble. The grandiloquent word of the day for today, solivigant. Solivigant.
I'm sure that's exactly how it's pronounced.
This is the highlight of somebody's day right here. Solivigant. Wait, you don't hear this on every other radio program in the world?
No.
They all don't learn on the spot. Solivigant. That's what we're going to go with. Solivagant. Solivigant. It's a noun. A lone wanderer. Characterized by lone wandering. So if you are a loner out on your own, you are solivigant. There you go. It's your grandiloquent word of the day.
John and Heidi.
You can go to college without student loans. Do you have a kid in 11th or 12th grade or in college? Let me save you time, energy, and most importantly, your hard-earned money. My name is Matthew Einstone, and I earned my undergraduate degree from the University of Texas and my master's from Prescott College with no loans. And I was an all-around average student. Not only am I a living example, but I have 10 years of proven results, not guesswork. Take my first course for free that walks you through my journey by going to LearnWithoutLoans.com.
Time now for some weird news brought to you by firstcupisfree.com. Take a listen to this. Since the early days of mankind, being prepared is key to survival. Always having what you need, right, Heidi? You need to have things so the people that are smarter than us, they invent things to make sure we have things that we need. So it's raining, you have umbrellas. It's cold out, give them a coat. I'm not exactly sure where we need this, but there is a real product that, for whatever reason, exists. It is an emergency mustache. Who needs that?
Well, if you need a disguise on the fly.
There's a set of 6 emergency mustaches that you can purchase. I found this online, and I found it quite funny. I don't exactly know why we need this, but for those of you who've ever been in the predicament of not having an emergency mustache when you need it, I've got a link so you can stock up if you'd like.
Inspector Clouseau could have used those.
I'm going to have to... Well, see, I wouldn't be able to do it because I've got a goatee. There's a mustache attached.
Right.
Where would I put my emergency mustache? I could do 2 and put one over each eye and look really surprised.
You could.
Yeah, that would maybe not work, though. I do have a link to this silliness on our Facebook page, facebook.com/John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Now your moment of duh, courtesy of LearnWithoutLoans.com. 21-year-old Devarius Cooper of St. Louis, Florida, accused of hitting his wheelchair-bound father with a grocery bag of clothes and personal hygiene items.
Okay.
So, son of the year. Police say he was reacting angrily to being kicked out of an apartment by the paralysis victim for not contributing to the home.
Well, I would say that's fair.
He's 21, by the way. Keep that in mind. His father was reportedly hit in the face with a grocery bag full of items because the kid was, just outraged that he had to leave. The father, Clayton Cooper, told the sheriff's department that his son was not helping with rent or bills or groceries prior to this incident. He added that his son would also make threatening statements towards him. Cooper sits in jail with a $15,000 bond on a charge of abusing a disabled person without great harm. So he didn't hurt him badly, but he hurt him. It's just a bad idea. Don't do that to anybody, but definitely not to your father, and definitely not to your
paying all
father
your bills,
who's in a wheelchair. I mean, I'm not saying that it's any better if your dad wasn't in a wheelchair, then you can hit him with a bag full of stuff. No, don't do that. Have some respect. I just think that's a sad story, but that's what happens. I guess this is our moment of duh. So every day at this time, we find somebody doing something not too smart. Today, you win.
John and Heidi.
In a world that constantly tells you you're not good enough,
12 easy ways to lose weight now.
it's easy to start believing that. I'm Amanda Johnson. I have a new perspective on the self-help genre. My book, Becoming Enough, A Heroine's Journey to the Already Perfect Self, will guide you to find your own happiness. Learn to block out the distractions of what the world thinks and learn to be happy with who you truly are. Becoming Enough, available now on Amazon, or learn more at amandajohnson.tv.
John and Heidi.
Now, in place of more weird news, it's time for a fun little game I like to call Fake News or Florida. Okay. I'm going to read some things here.
I like this.
Heidi has to guess, and I'm going to turn the screen
Okay,
so you
that's
can.
fine.
I think you're a cheater because you're way too good at this game. Headline, Fake News or Florida, Heidi. A woman got married to a tree so it could not be legally cut down.
Oh, that one's Florida.
Yeah, we know that
Yeah.
one. This is Florida. We just talked about it today.
We just talked about it.
Fake News or Florida. 2 10-year-old kids were caught driving their parents' car to McDonald's by a man who was driving a stolen car when he informed police. Fake News or Florida?
Florida.
No, it was fake news.
Oh.
It's just way too much going on there. I'm sure all of that happened on its own, though. A woman dressed as a turkey was arrested shoplifting. Fake News or Florida?
Florida.
It is true, Florida. Female congressional candidate once claimed she communicated telepathically with extraterrestrials. Fake News or Florida?
Florida.
It is true, Florida. And our final one, a man busted for abusing the 911 system after he called to report a stripper refused to have nookie with him in the back room. Fake News or Florida?
Fake news.
Fake news. Very good. Oh, you did really well today.
I missed one.
You did get one wrong. If you'd like to play along at home, I do have a link to all of these on our Facebook page. Facebook.com/John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. It's courtesy of Odiva. That's also good news if you don't like going to the store to pick up those monthly necessities. Ladies, your monthly visitor, this is the monthly subscription service for that. I think it's a cool idea.
It is.
All of the details at radiosavings.com. And here's your good news from Kalamazoo, Michigan. And this was sent from a listener who is from Kalamazoo, Michigan, said, this is from my hometown, and it's filled with awesome people. And this is a pretty darn cool story. There's a video that shows the whole incident. There's a young boy who has special needs, and he was being picked on in school, which is terrible. Don't do that to anybody. Don't be a bully. I mean, you're never, ever going to look back at life and say, I am so glad that I was a bully. You'll never, ever do that.
No, in fact, most
Someday,
people will regret it.
I remember talking to a guy who had tears in his eyes as he was apologizing to somebody else for picking on them. Mm-hmm. And it was at a class reunion, not my class reunion, but I was a DJ for years where I'd go do that. And there was a big burly dude who was literally teared up and apologizing to somebody. He said, I'm really sorry for putting you through what I put you through.
That's nice.
And he said, now I've got a son that's gone through that. And he said, I just can't believe I used to be the bully. I cannot believe that I did that. So don't do that. But this kid was being picked on, and it was just such a cool story because there's like a Jeep club, a bunch of people with Jeeps. They put this huge event together to help a girl ask him to the prom. There were other kids in the school saying you couldn't go to the prom. You wouldn't be welcome at the prom. So this young lady heard that was going on, and she said, no, he's welcome. He's going. I'm taking him. So she asked him to the prom, and it wasn't just a little, hey, you want to go to the prom? It was quite the event, and there's a video online. It's absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing that. They sent that to me.
I didn't see it, but I saw you see it, and you were crying.
I said, we could start a new online, it'd probably become viral instantly. It'd just be videos of me watching sad videos. And when I say sad, it's happy stuff like this. But It does. It gets me choked up.
I know it does.
And I just think that is so cool because there are some bad people doing bad things, and I don't like that. But there are some good people doing good things, and I love that. And I really appreciate people. This was shared with me. I appreciate it when people see this kind of thing and they say, hey, I bet this would make John cry. So I encourage you to send them my way. Facebook.com/John and Heidi Show. That's where you go to see that video, or if you want to submit something to us. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great Friday and have a great Easter weekend. Thanks for listening.